Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. The Jedi of La Maisontaal are on the field today. We have Bretonnia versus the Dark Elves. Namru is leading the Bretonian forces, and none other than Ice Power is leading the Dark Elves. Now, for the Bretonian army, we have a lineup of peasant mob in the front. We have 5 of those. We have King Lewin Leon Kerr with his sword of Corone leading the forces up on his mount. We have 3 peasant bowmen, one of them being the Pox arrows. We, of course, have the Holy Wardens of La Maisontaal. We have a few men at arms in the back and a blessed field trebuchet. And for the cav forces, it is questing knights and 2 mounted yeomen, as well as the champions of Quenelles, the questing knights ROR, and that will wrap up, as well as the damsel of life, with we have Earthblood and Regrowth and the Scroll of Shielding. Now, for the forces of the Dark Elves led by Ice Power, we have the High Beastmaster with the Tormentor Sword. We have the Sorceress of Fire with Burning Head, Fireball, and Flaming Cloak. So that will be very good. She's already launched off some of those shots already. We have a line of Dread Spears in the front. We also have a couple of 3 Black Art Corsairs, and we have 4 Dark Shards, as well as the Witch Elves, and then 2 more Dread Spears in the back. And the Cav Horses is 2 Cold One Knights. So the Witch Elves are pretty much going to be trying to rampage anything that gets in, and then the Dark Shards will just shoot apart anything that does, and we'll just have the Cold One Spears pin in the rest. So let's get this show on the road. We already had a Fireball take out one of the Blessed Field Trebuchets. It's really an overcasted Fireball. Pretty common tactic to deal with some of the lower HP siege units. Single overcast Fireball usually takes those out pretty well. And now the front line are beginning to engage. We have the Black Art Corsairs charging into the peasant mob. They will deal with them very quickly. That is what they are there for, after all. It looks like King Lewin and the Beastmaster kind of feign charging each other, as the mounted yeoman getting kind of a side charge off of on those Black Art Corsairs. And now the Beastmaster is also coming in to support. These are just mounted yeomen, and there should be plenty of Dark Shard Fire coming to support, but the Questing Knights are charging into an Unbraced Spearman, and as well as the Black Art Corsairs getting a nice charge in and quickly pulling back, so getting some nice free damage. So now we have King Lewin. He has dropped a few of his buffs as the Sword of Corone is dropped, so that's lowering melee defense and armor of everything in this little ring here. But he is pretty much surrounded. His peasant mobs have a quick terror route, and now they are routing, so he has no support. And a burning head coming down, roasting through some of the peasant mob, as well as the peasant bowmen. And then just clipping these questing knights with a decent amount of damage. It looks like we also have a nice little heal going down somewhere over here. So we have a regrowth going down on King Lewin from the Damsel of Life. As the shots continue to rain in, these Black Art Corsairs have been taking quite a bit of damage, getting charged by these questing knights as the questing knights chain over onto the Black Art Corsairs. And the Black Art Corsairs not going to be able to really sustain much in terms of cavalry charges. They are mostly brought to deal with all the peasants, but we have the mounted yeomen now getting into the Dark Shards, but the Witch Elves do rampage them as the Cold One Knights get a nice counter charge. So they'll be doing quite a bit of damage as the Beastmaster and King Lewin are now committing to this fight. King Lewin doesn't really have any support at the moment, but now the Questing Knights are charging in to aid their king. But these Witch Elves are going to be quite the pest right now, as they will be rampaging another unit of Questing Knights right here. And it looks like if they are able to get any damage on the other 2 units, they will also start rampaging, as these mounted yeomen have completely shattered. Let's kind of do a little pan out and kind of just take a look. We have these 2 Dark Shards over here, a very haggard unit here, and King Lewin is also rampaged, as well as another and all 3 of the Questing Knights are now routing, so King Lewin now stands alone amidst the Witch Elves and the High Beastmaster. So these Dark Shards are now just going to pretty much pepper into King Lewin, with the rest of the kind of Bretonnian forces pretty much in shambles. But we do have some isolated Dark Elf units that can be picked off with the surrounding units, but Bretonnia does concede. So we'll take a look at the after report. Really, their main stopping power was pretty much shattered. We had all of their questing knights kind of charge in. We're trying to commit to the fight with King Lewin against the Beastmaster and some of the Darth Spears and Witch Elves, but the Witch Elves' rampage ability really kind of was a bit of their downfall, rampaging at least 2 of their units, King Lewin being among them, as there was at least 2 Dark Shard units full health that were able to just pretty much rein in completely unopposed, as the Blessed Field Trebuchet was being sniped out by the Fire Sorceress. So that was a very good pick. I often see Ice Power doing that with his Fire Sorceress. That's probably one of his favorite, either bringing a Fire Sorceress or the Supreme Sorceress of Fire. Both of those are very good at with their Fireball sniping out. So like Field Trebuchets, other kind of low HP units, so mortars, some great cannons, stuff like that. But a very good match, and I hope you all enjoyed, and have a good one.